Hi everyone and welcome to UBI Index headquarters here in Stockholm, Sweden. Together with me today I have my dear friend and colleague Drew Butley. Hi Drew.
Hey Ali, and hi to everyone here.
So today we'll welcome you all from all over the world to the UBI Index Global Top 25 University Business Incubator ranking of 2014. Are you as excited as I am today, Drew?
Super excited, and it's going to be a great day for all you guys.
So I know that you have been logged in from Canada, from Africa, from France, from Japan. So hi to you all and let's get started.
Absolutely.
Today we have the pleasure to announce top business incubators all over the world, and we're going to distinguish them in three categories. The first category is what we call top challengers. The second category is one incubator that we would like to recognize as the most promising incubator of 2014. And the last category, which I know that you all have been waiting for, is the global top 25 ranking of this year. As you all are in front of your computer, and I know that as an incubator managers you love marketing and social media, so I encourage you all to log into Twitter and use the hashtag #TopIncubation and comment throughout the press conference. With that said, Drew, are you as excited as I am about this?
I am pretty excited.
So what do you think has been most tremendous this year about this global benchmark study that we have done?
I think what's been exciting has been the sample this year. We have 3 times more countries this year participating, total 67 countries and more than 300 incubators.
And those 67 countries, how is the sample spread by the regions?
So what's exciting also is that the countries are very evenly spread into many different continents. So we have Europe represented in our sample, we have South America, we have North American incubators, we have incubators from Africa, and we have, of course, our friends from Asia and Oceania who are also part of our sample.
So we covered the countries, we know the regions. What kind of sectors do all of these incubators work in?
Right, so just like I said, the sample is so evenly spread, we have great countries, and in terms of sectors, the same continues. So we have all the important sectors that you can think of represented in our global benchmark, from life sciences to clean tech to biotech to ICT, which is a very popular sector in the last year, and incubators which are non-specialized. And here, let me point out, when we look at sectors, we're looking at the majority number of clients that the incubators have to be able to classify them as one sector or the other.
Throughout the year, what we have heard that has been super important for the incubators, the universities, and the network is that when you conduct a ranking, as what UBI Index does, you have to be able to compare apples with apples and pears with pears. So with that said, of all of those 300 business incubators that we have in this year's study, we have decided to make 2 important distinctions. The first category of incubators is what we call a University Business Incubator. Of those 300, we have 220 in that category, and those are the ones that we are going to highlight today. The other 80 that is left is a category that we call a University Associated Business Incubator, and that category is going to be recognized in a similar event, but September 16th during this fall. So with that said, now that you know that we have done a benchmark study, the background of it and of the rankings, I'm actually super excited to know how this has been conducted. So Drew, can you just tell me a little bit about the UBI framework that has been used to do this study?
Absolutely. I think it's a very interesting thing that you ask here, and I think a lot of our friends would be wanting to know. So we have gone out to experts around the world, and we have identified 3 categories to measure incubator performance. And those 3 categories are value for ecosystem, value for client, and attractiveness of the incubator.
So under these 3 categories, what kind of indicators do they conclude so we understand a little bit better?
I'm glad that you asked, Ali. So in these 3 categories, we have broken them down further into 7 subcategories. In case of value for ecosystem, we're looking at economy enhancement and talent retention. In case of value for clients, we're looking at access to funds, competence development, and access to network. And in case of attractiveness, we're looking at the incubator offer and post-incubation performance.
So when you say economy enhancement, for example, under value for ecosystem, what does that mean?
So when we look at economy enhancement, we're looking at a number of indicators that tell us how the incubator has contributed to the local original economy, how it has enhanced or created an economic impact for the local original economy.
Do you have an example of a KPI that is directly connected to economy enhancement?
Absolutely. I think this most standard one, and I think most of our incubator managers today will be happy to hear this, would be the KPI to do with job creation. I think everybody is interested in creating new jobs, and that's one of the interesting KPIs we look at in economy enhancement.
Can you tell me a little bit more about competence development? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think it's a very, very crucial subcategory because developing client skills, that's very, very important. And in competence development, we're looking at how well can the incubators impart coaching and mentoring to the client companies. How well can they help the companies, how well they can groom the companies to become better.
So throughout these 3 categories and 7 subcategories, are they equally important, or is it some of them more important than others?
Right, I think it's a sum of whole things, and here it's important to point out that a good incubator is the one that is performing well in all these categories simultaneously, because many of these are related to each other, and it's important that a good incubator is able to not only create impact, but also provide value for its clients and produce success stories.
So as I understand, when you have done the study, the benchmark, you have used this framework to conduct the questions and then produce the rankings. Am I correct?
That is correct.
So how does the ranking process look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have the ranking process broken down into 5 steps. First is collecting data. Second is treating the data. Third is accumulating the data that we have collected to attribute scores to incubators. Fourth is validating the information that we have. And fifth is having a ranking in front of us.
So from validating, you take the data into account, and then you start building the rankings, if I understand it correctly. But you were also speaking about some key adjustments that you have to make. What key adjustments are you speaking of?
Yeah, that is right. So there are 4 key adjustments that we make when we're doing the ranking. First is the adjustment related to self-reported data. Second is the key adjustments related to a number of variables. A lot of variables are there. Third is adjustments related to the ecosystems, since many of incubators come from non-comparable ecosystems. And the fourth is to do with the weighting and the KPIs.
Okay, so when it comes to self-reported data, you mentioned supporting documents and some validation processes. But what do you mean with many variables? What is that?
So when incubators are reporting data, there are so many variables that we have to take into account. And our job here, when we are doing a ranking, is to be able to standardize those variables. And so we look at first universal variables, and 2, we normalize the variables, and 3, we standardize them to be able to adjust the diversity of the variables that we have.
Yeah. And the non-similar ecosystem. So I understand that, is it possible to compare an incubator from the US with an incubator from Egypt?
Right, very valid question, and I think that's very important as well. So here what we do is we use secondary sources which tell us how the ecosystems are placed. And based on the understanding that we have, we make adjustments in our calculations which do not take away any points for somebody being in a disadvantageous ecosystem. It's adjusted, and it's put in a very even way that despite any ecosystem, you have equal chance to fare well on our ranking.
So adjustments and ecosystem, what I hear here is some kind of weighting procedure, right? And some kind of indicators to look at. So tell me about this weighting procedure.
So weighting and KPIs are quite important, and what we have done is that we have gone out and asked external experts to tell us what weights to consider, what KPIs to consider, and based on their suggestion, based on their advice, we have then built a method which allows us to make those adjustments with weighting and KPI.
So who are these external experts and supervisors?
So we have a number of those external experts and supervisors who've been helping us. And notably here, I would want to point out and say thanks to 3 of those supervisors. One is Kjell Håkan Norfeldt, who is the chief strategist for Vinnova, which is a Swedish innovation agency. The other is Paolo Borella, who is the director of App Campus program run by Microsoft and Nokia in Finland, and also an advisor for a number of other incubation programs. And the third is Jelena Angelis from Technopolis Group, with a lot of experience in policy making on the incubation subject.
So now that you have explained all of this process with the advisory, with the adjustments, with the validation, I feel very comfortable to move along to the next part of this press conference, and which I know that you've all been waiting for, namely the rankings. So the first top challenger comes from Dublin in Ireland, Launchbox. What did they do good, Drew?
So yeah, Launchbox is a great program. I mean, they're running ICT as their major sector, a relatively new incubator, and they're doing really well on competence development indicators that we have, and also the companies that they produce have very high survival and growth rate.
The second top challenger of 2014 comes from Montreal in Canada, the St. Hyacinthe Technopole.
Yeah, so St. Hyacinthe Science Park that they have, they did really well on a number of indicators as well, specifically on the commercial performance of their client companies, who generate very high sales revenue. And also the amount of jobs that they have created is very, very high.
And third top challenger of the year from Delft University in Netherlands, Yes Delft.
So again, Yes Delft, like all incubators, perform really well on a number of indicators. They provide very good access to funds, to their client companies, and they engage a lot the ecosystem with the number of events that they do. And they also do well on the economy enhancement indicators.
Well, big applause to these 3 indicators, and we hope to see you again in next year's ranking, hopefully reaching the global top 25 list. Let's move along to the next category, which is the most promising incubator of 2014.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Scallon. I'm the Associate Director.
Hi, I'm Celine Gorski-Williams, and I'm the Operations Manager.
And we're here at C4C New Ventures, part of University of Washington in Seattle, Washington.
And we wanted to say thank you to UBI for this amazing award.
Yeah, thank you so much, UBI. It means a lot to us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys there in Washington. Great job this year. Hopefully we will see you in the global top 25 ranking next year. So let's move along to our global top 25 list. Let's start with ranking position number 25 to 11. Drew, would you like to tell me a little bit more about these incubators?
Yeah, so the incubators which are in rank between 25 to 11, we have a nice spread there, very heterogeneous. 6 of them are from Europe, 5 from Americas, and 4 from Asia and Oceania region. And also we have a good mix, on those 25 to 11 of incubators which are either university managed or affiliated. 7 of them are coming from university. 7 of them are university managed, and 8 of them are university affiliated. And also as a group, these incubators between 25 and 11, they perform well on a number of indicators, specifically on talent retention indicators, access to fund indicators, and the offer that they have for their client companies.
So here comes the list. In place number 25 from Belgium, the INiTS Incubator. Number 24 from Taiwan, the National Chao Chung University Business Incubation Center. Number 23 from Chile, Chrysalis Incubation Program. Number 22 from Canada, the Western Research Parks. Number 21 from United States, the Dean L. Hubbard Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. On ranking number 20, the PSU Business Accelerator from United States. Number 19 from Ireland, NDRC. Number 18 from Sweden, the Uppsala Innovation Center. Ranking place number 17 from United States, Venture Lab at Georgia Tech. From China, the Hefei National University Science Park. Number 15, from Italy, the I3P program in Torino. Number 14, also from China, the HUST Science Park Development Corporation. Number 13, from Australia, the Melbourne Accelerator program. Ranking place number 12, from Denmark, the DTU Symbion Innovation. And number 11, from Austria, the INiTS program in Vienna. Whew, Drew, that sounded like we were part of the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes, and we're standing here in Stockholm.
Yeah, exactly. So, Drew, why are these guys so good? What have they been doing that got them to this spot in this year's ranking?
Right. So here I must say that all these incubators are great incubators. You know, they are very close to each other in performance. But here I want to point out some of the interesting things that we found out. So if you look at the economy enhancement indicators, we noticed that our friends in China, the Chinese incubators, which is HUST and Hefei University National Science Park, they do really well on these indicators, specifically on the number of jobs that they create and the sales revenue of their client companies. When you look at competence development, which I think is a very important component of incubation, here we notice that Dean L. Hubbard Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship in US and NCTU in Taiwan, they really do well on these indicators. Moving on to the access to fund indicators, very important for new ventures, we noticed that DTU Symbion Innovation and NDRC, they both do really well on access to funds indicators for their client companies. And the last, which is the post-incubation performance, how the companies have done once they have been incubated, we noticed that PSU Business Accelerator and Venture Lab both do really well on these indicators.
So with that said, let's move along to ranking place number 10 to number 4. On the 10th spot, our friends from Canada, TEC Edmonton.
TEC Edmonton is a very interesting incubation program, performed exceptionally well this year. They have improved from last year, their performance. And the strong areas for them are the economy enhancement, where they create a high number of jobs, and also their clients have a very high sales revenue. Apart from that, the growth rate of their companies has also been phenomenal.
Congratulations there, Chris. Let's move along to spot number 9. From Brazil and Rio de Janeiro, PUC-Rio.
Yes, so Instituto Genesis, that's how they're called, and coming from PUC-Rio, do really well. They're an ICT incubator, founded 1997, and been doing really good job on economy enhancement and access to network indicators, specifically on the number of jobs that they have created with their companies. And they also are able to rope in a number of sponsors and partners. That is also, I think, a great strength that they have.
Good job there, PUC. On spot number 8, from Gothenburg, Sweden, Encubator.
Encubator is an exceptional incubation program as well. Founded in 2001, major sectors ICT and clean tech, and be doing really great work, in number of jobs that they have been creating, the access to funds that they give to their companies, and the survival rate that their clients have.
Stort grattis ni på Encubator. Congratulations in Swedish that was. Number 7, from Taiwan, the Center of Industry Accelerator and Patent Strategy.
Yes, so the Center of Industry Accelerator and Patent Strategy is doing great work. Major sector focusing on ICT, founded very recently, but in the short time that they have been working, they have very high amount of funding available for their client companies. High number of hours that they're spending on coaching and mentoring their companies. And also they create a very high number of jobs in a short span. And for that reason, they are placed where they are.
Super great job over there in Taiwan. In position number 6, from Santiago, Chile, the IncubaUC.
Yeah, so IncubaUC is another exceptional incubation program. Founded in 2009, they've been doing a great job, in the number of investors that they have been able to rope in for their client companies. Also doing a great job in engaging the ecosystem and providing great competence development skills to their client companies.
Great job, IncubaUC over there in Chile. So, rank number 5 from Canada and Ryerson University, the Digital Media Zone.
Yes, the Digital Media Zone, major sector focusing on ICT, founded in 2010, been performing really well when it comes to sponsors and partners, and also on the economy enhancement indicators. Apart from that, they have a unique focus on their companies, like most incubators, but they're doing a really good job on that, in providing great coaching and mentoring to their client companies. And the notable mentions in the success story are going to be 500px, Flybits, and Figure One.
Congratulations, Digital Media Zone. Ranking place number 4 from Australia, ATP Innovations.
So ATP Innovations is majority focusing mainly on ICT companies, university affiliated and founded in year 2000. The strong areas for ATP Innovations are again economy enhancement indicators, exceptional client performance, and also how they're able to provide great access to funds to their client companies. Some of the notable companies that they have produced as success stories are Marathon Targets, Script Rock, and Smart Digital Optics.
Great job, ATP. You did really great this year. So, we have come to the final 3. Are you excited?
Super.
Are my colleagues here in the room excited?
Yes.
So let's move along then. Ranking position number 3 on the global top 25 ranking by UBI Index is
大家好，我是中国广州华南理工大学科技园的尹医生。华南理工大学科技园位于中国的南部，欢迎大家来玩啊。
From China, the SCUT Science Park.
So SCUT Science Park, based in Guangzhou in China, have been doing great work. The strong areas for them, of course, have to do with economy enhancement. In the past 5 years alone, they have created a huge number of jobs, and the client companies that they have produced have had exceptional sales revenue. Apart from that, they have a high amount of clients, that are growing and profitable, which is a good indicator always. And many of the companies have been acquired. And the incubator itself helps a lot their client companies, when it comes to developing their skills, and also helps them provide a great amount of funding, for those client companies. So the notable success stories incubated at SCUT are GH Technology, IMEC Technology, and GCC Technology.
We have come to the ranking position number 2.
This is great news. SETsquared is really honoured to be ranked so highly by the University Business Incubator Index. It's an acknowledgement of our incubator programme, which has been running for the last 10 years and has been built on the hard work of all of the team and the companies that we've had the opportunity to work with. Thank you, UBI Index, and thank you to all of our clients.
From the UK, SETsquared.
So SETsquared is operating out on a number of premises. Founded in 2002, have been performing really well on, again, economy enhancement indicators, and very good client performance that have been incubated from this incubator. And exceptionally high number of IPOs and mergers when it comes to their clients. And the notable success stories that SETsquared have produced are Ubiquisys, Exmos, Lime Microsystems.
Phew! That was 25 till number 2. So should we quit here, Drew?
Well, I have my fingers crossed. Who's going to be number 1?
You want to know that? Okay, so let's do this then. The number 1 ranked at the UBI Index Global Top 25 list of University Business Incubator 2014 is...
Hi, I'm Brad Burke, the Managing Director of the Rice Alliance for Technology and Entrepreneurship. We are the Entrepreneurship Center and Incubator at Rice University in Houston, and we're thrilled to be part of the UBI Index ranking for the 2nd year, especially in the first year because we were ranked as the #1 university business incubator in the world. At Rice, we're a catalyst to help aspiring entrepreneurs through education, mentoring, and connections. In fact, we've had over 1,400 startups come through the Rice Alliance program. Those companies have raised over $2.9 billion. We also run the Rice Business Plan Competition. That's the largest student intercollegiate startup competition in the world. And this year we gave out more than $3 million in prizes, and the winning team came from Germany. In fact, over the first 14 years of the competition, over 150 startups have successfully launched after competing at the Rice Business Plan Competition. And those startups have raised more than $840 million. We're pleased to be a member of the UBI Index network, and we're pleased to share and collaborate and share best practices so that we can help aspiring entrepreneurs from around the globe.
From Houston, Texas, the Rice Alliance for Technology and Entrepreneurship.
So Rice Alliance have been performing consistently well. Last year they were also ranked very high on our index. And the strong areas where they have been doing well have to do with economy enhancement, notably number of jobs that they have created, the high number of investors, and the network, at large that they're able to bring in to their companies, and exceptionally high number of clients coming from a Rice Alliance incubated are able to are acquired. So that's a great testament of success. The notable success stories coming out of Rice Alliance are Auditude, a company that was acquired by Adobe, OrthoAccel, Rebellion Photonics, and Oxan Materials.
And that was the Global Top 25 list of the University Business Incubator of 2014. Both me and my colleague Drew here would like to congratulate all of you guys for being part of this great benchmark. To see the full ranking and the research methodology documents, just visit our website at ubiindex.com, and everything is available for you over there.
Great job to all of you. I think it has been a great experience, learning experience for us. I think you're doing great job, all the incubators out there. We just mentioned few of those today, but I am sure that there are many others who are striving to become top incubators. And at the end, we believe that all incubators have the potential to become top incubators.
With that said, I will also like to announce that on September 16th, you are going to get invited for our next ranking release of University Associated Business Incubator. Thank you all for participating in this year's benchmark and for watching us release this ranking.
Yeah, it's been a great experience, guys. So I just wanted to thank our friends, and since we are a global initiative, we like to say thank you and close it with saying thanks in a couple of languages. So here it goes. So first of all, merci à tout le monde.
Tackar.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Merci.
And 谢谢 for our Chinese friends.
Have a great summer. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye.